we did the video shoot, and I never knew the name of the park. I never knew. All those years ago, I've been trying to find the park ever since. It was one of the most beautiful parks I've ever been in. Big, beautiful. I left the house this morning, and as I'm walking, Spirit told me to go and walk. Just walk. I started to walk in the park, and I looked at my watch. It was about 8:30. I sat down for a minute afterwards, and I said, I'm looking, I really had to settle down, because by this time my emotions were smoldering, right? Sometimes you get to the point where you ever had that you ever was angry but it's under the surface. Yeah, like the volcanoes, it's not erupting, but it's lava inside and it's still pretty hot, right? That's where I was at this morning. So I sat down there and I was just like, when I'm breathing, right? And I'm in the park. Don't know the name of that park either. And I said, okay, let's get up and let's go walking. So one of the ladies, I saw a couple ladies and everything, and I asked one, I said, excuse me, ma'am, how long do you ladies usually walk for? How long do you guys usually walk? She said, well, we walk for about 15 minutes, 30 minutes. We just walk around the lake, and I was just like, okay, all right, that sounds pretty good. I then got up and I started to walk. I had been in the park before, but I didn't go far because nightfall was coming, and I didn't know the park well, so I said, let me turn back. I had no such issues this morning. So I'm walking, and I get to a crossroads in the park, and there was a sign. I walked up closer to the yellow sign to read it, but it was just cautioning park goers to keep their dog on a leash. There was a left and there was a right. She's upstairs now. There's noise. I won't be distracted. I'll get through this. I will get through this. Breathe. There was a fork in the road. I waited for a park goer. There were many of them. They were walking their dogs and everything. I said, excuse me, can you tell me what's the difference between that path and this path? He said, well, this path leads you to a vast wide field. You come out, and you have a lot of breeze out there. You can sit down and you can, just relax and everything. He said, but that path, it leads you over the bridge and leads you across the waters, and he says, more like the scenic route. You know which one I chose. I chose the scenic route. I'm walking, I'm walking. I started taking paths that were less traveled. For instance, there were a group of ladies in front of me with their dogs, about 4 or 5 ladies in front of me with their dogs. And I was looking to see which way they were going. And I said, whichever way they're going, I'm going to go the other way. So they went right, I went left. I went up some steps and I came down, and I was walking. And as I was walking, I began to see things that looked familiar. You know those little enclosures where you in the parks that you can go under? They're the standalone ones. And you can go up the steps and you can just sit in them. I came upon one of those, and something started to hit me. I said, oh my God. I said, this is where I shot the music video. This is the park. Oh my, this is the park. I don't know what you call those things, but I remembered I went behind of that white enclosure to change my clothes for the music video, because there was no bathroom or anything, but I went behind there to change my clothes. After I changed my clothes for the music video, we went by a tree, and that's where I shot the music video. There, looked and I saw the trees. It was more than one. Those big, beautiful trees. I was just like, wow, wow. And I knew right there and then that was nothing but God. Took a really horrible feeling and changed it and turned it into something so beautiful. Do you know how long I was looking for that park? Do you know how long I was looking for that space right there? There she goes again. She's probably in the bathroom, so let me go outside here in the living room. This is the trenches. This is where you have to deal with individuals that have a problem with you being you. But you have to keep going. You can't let Satan disrupt you. And I said to myself, I said, wow. I said, God is great. Do you understand? Do you understand the past? Listen. there was no rhyme or reason. I started following paths in the park that nobody was on. I went under 2 overpasses, and one of them was a gravelly road. Nobody was going that path. Everybody was going the path on top over the bridge. I went under. And I came to that setting. I found the place that I've been searching for so long. Happenstance. Let's go back in the bathroom. So whenever I go out there, she starts pounding or throw something down. I come back in the bathroom. I'm in the trenches. Steve Harvey says, I would never want to have the problem that I had when I was homeless, when he was living out of his car. He ain't lying. Let's keep going. Whoosh. I started walking in the park around 8:40, 8:45. But I was already in the park. I'd already left my apartment, already walked, about 8 o'clock, 8:15, right? So I said, I have to be back in the apartment. I have to take a phone call at 11 o'clock. So I said, I had plenty of time. I had plenty of time, but me not knowing the park I was in, I was just like, I got this in the bag. I started walking. After, I guess you call it a gondolier, I'm not sure, but after I passed the place where I had found the thing, we had even went to a place, he had even took me to a place in the park where there was a waterfall. Yes, I was just like, what kind of park is this? This was several years ago, and I was just like, this is the most, can I curse, please? Fucking beautiful park I have ever seen. Was able to find it. When I'm at my lowest, that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. If you don't believe in God, you got to get a clue. It's all around you. All around you, man. That's the biggest hint. Nature. Nature is God, man. But nature can be something else too, right? At 9:47, I was lost in the park. No, literally. I started asking questions. I knew that I had to be back in. I didn't bring my phone with me. I had, because I wanted to be a person of my word. I said in the email, I said, please call me at 11 o'clock. At 9:47, I'm lost in the park. And right there and then, I knew that is a resemblance of my life and where I am. I'm lost. Not in translation, but without transportation. Really had nowhere. I didn't know where to go. There are so many people in the park.